Hi guys, Moon Fiction here. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. Now no more wasting time. Let's start. What if Goku become a god of destruction of Universe 6 Part 1? Bulma, with Bulla in her arms, was pacing back and forth, worried for the fate of her universe, as well as all her friends and family. Vegeta and Goku better win this thing, Bulma thought to herself, when suddenly everyone appeared right in front of her. Without even thinking, Bulma launched herself, crying, into Vegeta's arms. Vegeta! Bulma yelled, now crying in her husband's arms. Did we win, or are we going to be erased? Bulma asked, still crying in Vegeta's arm. We won, but are you done crying, woman? I would like to breathe, Vegeta asked with a frown on his face, but everyone knew it was just the act he was putting on. Bulma was no hugging everyone except for Frieza. Whiz, could you get me out of here before I have to watch more of this sappy shit? Frieza sneered that last bit, with giving Vegeta a death stare. Vegeta just stared back with as much ferocity. Well, of course, Frieza, you did your part, see you in a bit, everyone, Whis said while tapping his staff. We are also going to go. We have to pick up Marin and send the boys home, so see you all later, said Krillin while being ready to take off with his wife and brother-in-law. Wait, I am going to host a party tomorrow to celebrate our victory, so be sure to drop by, said Bulma. Of course we will, see you guys tomorrow, Krillin said, now having flown off. Everyone was ready to go home and get some well-deserved rest when suddenly Kai stormed outside. Goku was ready for a hug and a crying wife like Vegeta got, but instead he received a frying pan in the face. Everyone looked shocked. Why would Kai just punch the man in the face who had just saved the universe? How could you? Kai almost roared at her confused husband. How could I what? Goku asked, rubbing his face from the pain. Still being sore from the tournament meant that it hurt a bit more than usual. How could you let my little Goten be alone on that island without an adult? Kai said while striking Goku once more with the frying pan. Goten is a Saiyan and is much stronger than those poachers, Goku said again, rubbing his sore face. I don't care, he is a little boy and should not be of fighting. He should be home studying so he could be a scholar like his big brother, Kai said, now ready to strike Goku again. But this time Goku catches the frying pan and throws it God knows how long. Well, I am sorry, but it was the only way I could make sure Android 17 would join our team. Surely studying is not more important than saving the universe, Goku said, now more relaxed because the frying pan was out of reach. Yes, it is. How else is he supposed to become a scholar? Kai said, now even more mad. Goku would ask that question. Everyone was looking at Kai like she had a second head. How could she be serious? Goku has just saved the universe and now she was nagging him for making her son even has a future. Everyone was also feeling a bit sad for Goku, because if this is what he has to out up with at home, then they would not want to be him. Mom, you have to relax. Dad just saved the universe and one day of not studying will not prevent Goten from becoming a scholar or what else he would want to do, Gohan said with a look of sorrow on his face, feeling bad for his father. Well, I guess you're right, but this fighting stuff ends now, especially for you, mister. You are going to be farming full-time, so you can provide for your family and not running around fighting like you're some barbarian, Kai said with a sound of hatred for the word fighting, while also poking Goku in the chest a couple times for emphasis. But I want to fight. I could never give up fighting. If I did that, then I would not be me, Goku said, looking confused at his wife's comment. She have said something like this before, but never with such hatred in her voice. Maybe it would be best for this family if you weren't you, Kai said, everyone now looking shocked. Could she really mean? If you will not quit fighting, then I want a divorce, so I can get a man that will provide for this family, Kai said. Mom, you cannot be serious, Gohan said, shocked that his mom would even say that. A divorce? What is that? Goku asked, looking on confused. Kakarot, are you really that stupid? Vegeta asked, still observation the conversations. It means you will no longer be married and have to move out the house, Kai said, not even more mad that Goku don't even know what a divorce is. So, will you give up fighting? Kai asked impatiently, waiting for an answer. No, I will not. I could never give up fighting, Goku said calmly. Well, then it is settled. Tomorrow we go to the city hall and get a divorce, Kai said, with tears in her eyes that Goku would not even consider to stop fighting to save their marriage. Gohan is just about to speak up when suddenly a bright beam shoots down in the garden behind them, and out of the beam steps the Grand Priest. Grand Priest, what are you doing here? Beerus asked, now kneeling in respect for the strongest fighter in all the universes. I am here because the Xenos have a proposition to you, Goku, the Grand Priest says, while walking towards the Saiyan. Me? What could the Xenos want to offer me? Goku asked, looking very confused because it had only been about 20 minutes since they had said their goodbyes, and why would they not just ask him themselves when he was there? They would like to offer you the position of G.O.D, the Grand Priest said, now smiling while looking at Beerus. And that is the first chapter. How will everyone react to the news? Next chapter, we will of course answer this while also finding out in which universe he will become G.O.D of then, who will he replace, and how will Goku feel about becoming a deity. You said what? Everyone yelled in unison, shocked by what the Grand Priest has told them. Father, I have tried to persuade him to becoming a God for a long time. I don't think he would just do it now, Whis said, having just returned after teleporting Frieza home. Well, my son, when you offer him a position to take over for Beerus in a couple hundred years, it will only make sense to decline. But when the Grand Xenos offer you a position in the next couple of days, you do not say no, the Grand Priest said, smiling at his son. Well, you guys, he is right. When the strongest, most powerful being in all the multiverse offer you something, you cannot just decline. It would be an insult to reject such an offer. It was Master Roshi who spoke up. When will I have to become a God? Goku asked crisply. He knew Master Roshi was right, and such an offer cannot be rejected. You would start in 48 Earth hours. I will personally come pick you up, and then we will go to the Xenos Palace, where you will learn in which universe you will become the God, the Grand Priest said, smiling, knowing that Goku was going to accept the offer, even if Goku did not know himself. Dad, even though I would want you to stay, I agree with Master Roshi, you cannot decline this offer, Gohan said, standing in the back thinking of the potential consequences if his father did not agree to this. Is it possible for Goku to come visit us? Asked Bulma, still in shock from the news that her best friend would become a god. Well, it is possible, if Lord Beerus agrees that Goku and his attendant can travel in this universe, said the Grand Priest. Well, I can grant that, as long as you do not eat all my delicious food, said Beerus, smiling that his rival will now become a deity like himself. Well, then you can inform the Xenos that I will be accepting their offer, said Goku, now at peace with his decision, even more so because his son supports the decision, but he also knows that Vegeta will be protecting Earth. Great, then I will pick you up right here in exactly 48 hours, said the Grand Priest, getting ready to take off. Well, as the next 2 days will be Goku's last on Earth, I will throw a gigantic party, so everyone go home, get some sleep, and then we will all meet here in exactly 40 hours, so we will have enough time to say goodbye to Goku, Bulma said, while getting ready to call everyone who was not present to invite them to the We Won the TOP, but also Goku's farewell party. 40 hours later, people was beginning to arrive at the party. Everyone was there, except the Goku and Goten. Everyone had agreed that Kai should not attend. After the scene she made last time, they were all together. They were all beginning to get a bit anxious, that Goku had not yet shown up to his own party, when suddenly Goku and Goten appeared right in front of them. Kakarot, about damn time, you made it. It was Vegeta who was the first to speak up. Yeah, well, sorry, we got a bit held up, because we had to pack Goten bags. He do not want to live with his mother anymore, so I thought maybe he could stay here and train with you, Vegeta. I know you will turn him and Trunks into strong warriors, Goku said, smiling at his now former rival. Of course I will. I will be teaching them the Saiyan ways, and make them into warriors that even the gods will fear, Vegeta said, smirking. But with that said, do not think you are better than me just because you are a god, Kakarot. I will still surpass you, Vegeta said with a competitive smile. Everyone was a bit sad that Goku would have to leave, but with that carefree and attitude and goofy grin, no one could stay, which meant the rest of the night was enjoyed. There was an hour until the Grand Priest would arrive to pick up Goku as well as Beerus, Whis, and the K's, because they would of course have to attend the ceremony. Everyone was enjoying themselves when Beerus spoke up. Bulma, do you still have that machine that allows us to fight at full power? Beerus asked with a smirk. Yes, but why would you need that? Bulma asked, looking confused. Because he wants to fight Kakarot before he becomes a deity, Vegeta said. Wrong, Vegeta, I want us to have a battle royal, and everyone is welcome to join, Beerus said, now having a big sinister smile across his face. I am in, all the Saiyans said in unison. Anyone else? Asked Beerus. I would also like to compete, said Android 17. Boo also fight, Boo said, having woken up from his sleep. Now you want to fight, but not when the universe is about to be erased. Vegeta said, mad that Boo wants to fight in a friendly competition. Let's get the rules clear. If you touch the bubble or is knocked out in more than 10 seconds, you are out, Goku said, beginning to stretch. Sound fair to me, Beerus said, cracking his knuckles. Then let's begin, Bulma said, pressing the button, and the big bubble closes around the 8 fighters. To start the fight, Beerus flies quickly towards Trunks and punches him hard in the stomach, which results in Trunks falling to the ground, knocked completely out. Beerus does the same to Goten, which means the two kids are completely out of the fight. Boo storms towards Beerus and tries to punch him, but Beerus just catches his hand and sends him flying into the wall. Whoa, Beerus have already eliminated 3 fighters, he sure is powerful, Tien says while watching the fight. Yeah, that's for sure, but it will be exciting to see if Goku's Ultra Instinct is enough to defeat Beerus, Krillin said. Gohan, watching Beerus wipe the floor with the competition, decides to power up into his mystic form and charges right for Beerus, closely followed behind by Android 17. While they are fighting Beerus, Goku and Vegeta are climbing up the transformation ladder. Both know in Super Saiyan God charges one another, their fists collide, creating a shockwave that shakes the entire ground. Come on, Kakarot, show me your Ultra Instinct, Vegeta says, firing Ki Blast at Goku. I cannot just do it on commando, but why don't you show me that version of blue again, Goku says, sending his own Ki Blast at Vegeta. Well, I can't either, Vegeta says, now powering up to blue. Well, then we are kinda screwed when fighting Beerus, Goku says, powering up to blue x Kaioken x20. Are you two done? Squabbling, Beerus says as he flies over to them, having just knocked Gohan and Android 17 out. Well, Vegeta, guess we will have to settle this another time, Goku says, turning his attention to Beerus. Guess you're right, but you better fight me when we are done with this kitty cat, Vegeta says. What did you say? Beerus said, now powering up to 70%. Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus storm one another but is stopped by Whis. You 3 cannot fight. When you are all powered this much up, it would destroy the whole universe. Oh, come on, Whis, Goku said, trying to plead with the angel. No, I will not allow it, Whis said coldly. Are you ready to go, Goku? It was the Grand Priest. Everyone bowed before the strongest fighter in all the multiverse. Yes, just give me 2 minutes, Goku answered, walking towards his family and friends, getting ready to say goodbye. Goku, having now said goodbye to everyone, was ready to leave. You better come visit, Goku, Bulma said with tears in her eyes. I will see you guys later, Goku said, giving them a goofy grin and waving them all goodbye. Having now arrived at the palace, every deity was getting ready to see which G.O.D would replaced and by who. Sidra was began to sweat nervously as he knew his universe had lowest mortal level. Today we welcome a new G.O.D, if you would please step forward, the Grand Priest said. What the Saiyan from Universe 7 is the new G.O.D? Arak asked, looking as confused as some of the other G.O.D. Yes, Goku have been chosen personally by the Grand Xenos, and will therefore begin immediately, the Grand Priest said, looking at Goku with a smile. I would not mind serving him, Vados thought to herself as she was thinking back to how he looked in his mastered Ultra Instinct form. Vados looked over and at Margarita and Cuz and thought that they would probably be thinking the same thing. So who is he going to replace? It was Margarita that had asked the question. He will be replacing Lord Kampa of the 6th universe, if you would be so kind to step forward, the Grand Priest said with a stern look in his eyes. Lord Kampa, you have been slacking off on your duty, as G.O.D thinking tournaments, eating food, and sleeping is more important than destroying. You are hereby stripped of your title and responsibility of being a G.O.D, and will now be erased by the Lord Xenos themselves. What about me? Fuwa asked nervously. You will also be destroyed, and there will be a new Supreme Kai of Universe 6 as well, the Grand Priest said. Beerus looked on as the Xenos destroyed his brother. He is of course sad that his brother is now erased from time, but at the same time, also happy that his rival and friend is going to be the G.O.D of his twin universe. Goku, you will in a month's time go to all the other universes and say hello to the other G, but first you will have to go home and get settled on your new planet, as well as getting costumed to the destruction power and meeting the Kai, the Grand Priest said, smiling at the new G.O.D. Oh, and I think you are already acquainted with your attendant, also my daughter, Vados, the Grand Priest says, gesturing towards Vados. Yes, I am. It is good to see you again, Vados, Goku says, walking over to her and extending a hand. Yes, it is. I will look forward working for you, Lord Goku, Vados said, blushing a bit while shaking Goku's hand. Well then, see you in a month, Goku, Beerus says, putting his hand on Wisp's back. Yes, see you, Lord Beerus, Goku says as he does the same as Beerus, ready to go to his new home. Lord Goku, here we are, your new home for eternity, Vados said, giving the new G.O.D a smile. Vados, you do not have to call me Lord. Please just call me Goku said, smiling back. If that is what you want, Goku, Vados answered, walking towards the big tree that Goku would now call his home. So Vados, now that I am a G.O.D, what do start off with? Goku asked, curious about how to start off his new life. Well, to start off with, I'm going to show you around your new planet. Then we will get ready for the ceremony where you will be life-linked with the new Supreme Kai, and then you will have to train, Vados answered with a smile, liking the change from her former very demanding lord. This place looked very similar to Beerus' place. If they are completely the same, then I will not need a tour, Goku said, walking inside his new house. Well, they are exactly the same, so I guess that won't be necessary, Vados answered, following Goku inside the house. Because you did not want a tour, we have some extra time. Would you like something to eat while we wait? Vados asked, gesturing towards the kitchen. Yes, please, I am starving, Goku answered, walking towards the kitchen and taking a seat by the end of the table. And what would you like to eat, Goku? Vados asked, getting her staff ready. Oh, I don't actually care as long as it is food, Goku said with a goofy grin. Well then, I have just the thing. This is a nicely cooked turkey from the planet Sadala, also home to the Universe 6 Saiyans, Vados said, tapping her staff. That does looks delicious. Would it be possible to visit Sadala? Goku asked, already stuffing his face with the turkey. Since you will become the most powerful being in this universe, of course, it will be possible to visit Sadala, even destroy it if that is what you want, Vados answered, eating a bit of turkey herself. Fantastic, remind me to also visit it. I would like to see his reaction to my new position, Goku said with a big smile on his face. I will remember to do so, Goku, Vados said, smiling back at the happy Saiyan. Time flies by, and suddenly Goku senses the energy of all the Xenos, the Grand Priest, as well as an energy he has not felt before. Well, Goku, it would seem that everyone is here to start the ceremony, Vados said, getting to her feet and gesturing towards the door. Well then, let's not keep them waiting, Goku answered, walking outside to greet all the guests to his humble planet. Goku, this is the new Supreme Kai. He was the Supreme Kai of the East, and his name is Braca, the Grand Priest says, gesturing towards Braca. Hey, my name is Goku. I am going to be the new G.O.D, Goku said, smiling, extending a hand to Braca. Nice to meet you, Goku. As said, my name is Braca, and it will be my honor to work with you, Braca said, shaking Goku's hand. Now that the formalities are out the way, shall we get this ceremony started? The Grand Priest asked, gesturing towards a blanket on the ground with 2 pillows. So how does this work? Goku asked, walking towards the blanket. The Xenos will now grant you infinite God Ki as well as linking your life with Brachus, so all you have to do is sit down on the pillows and think of nothing but a black empty space, Vados answered before her father had the chance to. That does sound easy, let begin, Goku says as he and Braca sit down on the pillows. Goku is now thinking of nothing but a black empty space, when suddenly he feels this warmth run through his body. The ceremony is now done, and you two have been linked for life, the Grand Priest said, smiling at the 2 new high-level deities. Now you both will have to train, so you can do your job with most efficiency, Vados said, walking towards the pair. Everyone was now leaving. Goku said goodbye to Braca and then followed Vados towards the house, so he could get in the right attire for his new position. Goku, not thinking twice, starts stripping down in front of Vados, making the angelic beauty blush by the sight of his toned body. Goku, it is now time for your first training session. You will have to harness the destruction power pretty quickly, because then we have a foundation to build from, Vados said with a knowing smile that he would harness the power pretty quickly. Then let's begin. I can't wait, Goku said with a big smile across his face. If you want to harness this power, you will need to look deep within, deeper than you have ever looked before. You need to find an empty space that have been caused by pain and destruction, something that will awaken an anger deep within you, something you did not even know you have, Vados said with a stern look on face. Goku, now sitting in a meditation stance, is trying to find this empty space. He is looking for everything that have ever hurt him or hurt someone close to him. He keeps looking for hours. He sees every single death of his friends and family. When suddenly he sees it, he sees himself killing Grandpa Gohan. Goku keeps focusing on the image of him killing Grandpa Gohan, when he suddenly hears Vados' voice. You did it, Goku, you actually harnessed the destruction power within you, Vados said, but without thinking throws her arms around him and gives him a big hug. Now realizing what she has done, Vados begin blushing a bright red. Goku does the same thing. Haven't actually really felt any form of contact from a woman like that in years. Kai was always so distant, only yelling and nagging him for training. Vados stepped back, still blushing bright red from her actions. To avoid any weird silence, Vados clears her throat. Goku, you should note that now you have harnessed the destruction power within you. You are going to experience some changes to your personality, Vados said, still blushing a bit. Okay, what kind of changes? Goku asked. Well, if we take Lord Kampa, he became arrogant because of his power as well as becoming lazy, and Don T believing he needs to train, Vados said. What about Beerus? Will I lose my will to fight? Goku asked, concerned that he won't like fighting anymore. No, I don't think you will. Beerus became grumpy instead. He used to be full of energy and happy, but after he harnessed his destruction power, he changed. But Beerus still loved fighting, that is how he found you, trying to get a challenge, Vados said, trying to assure Goku. But I don't actually know how it will affect you, but it would probably affect your main instinct as a Saiyan, like it affected Beerus and Kampa. Their people would mostly like to sleep and eat, so when they harnessed the energy their main instincts was boosted, Vados said. So what are a Saiyan's main instincts? Vados asked, curious to how her new lord would change. Well, Vegeta told me Saiyans enjoy 3 things: fighting, eating, and having sex, Goku said, blushing a bit, saying the last part. Then your urges for those 3 things will definitely increase, Vados said. Now enough training for today, would you like something to eat, Vados said, gesturing towards the house. Yes please, but first I would love to have a shower, Goku said, walking towards the house. That can be arranged. What temperature do you want your water? Vados asked, following Goku. I don't really care, just make it nice, Goku said. Both of them went towards the bathhouse in complete silence. When reaching the door, Goku turned towards Vados. Would you like to join me? Goku asked. If that is what you want me to, Goku, then yes, Vados said, smiling at the Saiyan. Now opening the door and walking in, Goku begins stripping down to nothing but his boxer. He then glanced at Vados, who is completely taken by Goku ripped upper body. Goku then takes off his boxers and put them on top of his clothes. Vados is completely shocked by the size of Goku's member. It must be at least 10 inches, Vados thinks to herself before stripping down herself. Goku is now sitting in the water eyeing Vados. He doesn't actually know why he is so taken by her. He has never actually thought about how beautiful she is before now. Vados noticing Goku staring at her while she is walking towards the water. You like what you see, Goku? Vados asked, a smirk across her face. Well, I can't say no to that, you are stunning, Goku said, blushing a bit that Vados caught him staring. I just can't stop staring at her, she is so beautiful. Is this the change in personality? I have never felt this urge to be with a woman before, Goku thought to himself, still staring at Vados' big bare breast laying just atop of the water. Could this be a change in personality already? He did say that having sex is an Saiyan instinct, Vados thought to herself, noticing how Goku is still staring at her. I am sorry, Vados. I don't know what have gotten over me, I just have this urge, Goku said, blushing. It is quite okay, Goku, but what are you going to do about the urge? Vados said teasingly. Oh well, I am going to fulfill this urge, Goku said, making his over to the angle and pressing his lips to hers in a heated kiss. Lemon begins. While being locked in a heated kiss, Goku's hands begin roaming her body until they find their target, Vados' big round breast. Goku begin playing with her nipples, earning a moan from the angelic beauty. Vados' own hands begin finding their way towards Goku member, stroking it softly, which makes Goku shudder throughout his whole body. Goku stops the kiss much to Vados' disappointment, but she quickly forgets it because Goku is now sucking on her nipple, while massaging the other. Goku's free hand had in the meantime traveled down to her ass, giving it a squeeze, making the angle shudder once more. Goku now moves the other hand down to her ass and is squeezing both cheeks while sucking hard on her nipple. Vados is close to the edge. She begins moaning louder and louder from every touch to her ass, her nipple being sucked on like it was the only thing keeping him alive. She is just about to come when Goku stops all he is doing. Hey, what are you doing? Vados asked. But before she can say anything else, Goku switched their positions, so he is now the on sitting with his back against the wall. Goku then lifts Vados on his lap. Are you ready? Goku asked. Yes, please just put it in me, Vados said. Goku did as he was told, taking his entire member and shoving it in her with a big thrust. Vados screamed in pleasure. She felt like she could see stars. She knew it was big, but she was not ready for it to be that big. Hearing Vados scream made Goku more turned on, and he kept thrusting it inside her with full force, making the angle come instantly, but even though she came he did not, so Goku kept going, thrusting it as hard as he could, making both of them come in a wave of pleasure. More Vados whispered in the ear of Goku, still panting from the fucking she had just received. Goku did not say anything. Instead he powered up to a Super Saiyan, making his member hard again, and then thrusting it inside the angelic beauty once more. The two kept going for hours, trying all sorts of positions that are possibly in a bathhouse. Goku, now having powered up to Super Saiyan Blue, is giving Vados every bit of energy he has left, thrusting inside her when both of them come in a last ecstasy of pleasure. Lemon end. Being completely worn out from the long and hard sex, they decide that it would be best to head to the sleeping chamber where they would quickly fall asleep in each other's arms. Goku woke up the next morning feeling better than he had in a long time. Goku opened his eyes and, seeing the smile of a beautiful angel, suddenly all the memories from yesterday flooded his mind. Goku gave Vados a big smile back while rubbing the back of his head. Good morning, sleepyhead, Vados said while getting out of bed. Good morning, beautiful, Goku answered, earning a little blush by the angel. What is on today's agenda? Goku asked, getting out of bed himself. Today, as well as the rest of the month, we are going to train, so you can master your destruction energy, but tonight is solely up to you, Vados said, walking towards Goku getting dressed. Oh, is it? Goku said teasingly, turning towards Vados, putting his arms on her hips, while planting a kiss on her lips. Vados responded with her own kiss, not wanting to be outdone by her new Saiyan lover. Enough of this, Vados said, planting one last kiss on Goku before pulling back. Rest of the day go by with training. Before they both know it, it's night time. Do angels even need sleep? Goku asked curiously, walking towards his bedroom. No, we don't actually need sleep. Sleeping is just something we can do to make time pass, Vados said, walking in the bedroom right behind Goku. Goku, now getting rid of all his clothes, gets ready to go to bed, tired from a long day of training, when he notices Vados also getting completely nude. Vados sees Goku starring and says, "You remember what I said to you earlier, right?" "Of course, I do," Goku answered, now getting ready for the angel to join him, and the rest of the night go by with the two lovers, enjoying themselves a lot. The next month goes by with Vados and Goku growing a lot closer, and they just keep growing closer and closer each day. 1 month later, Goku and Vados is having a sparring match when suddenly Vados says, "Goku, what are we?" Goku, throwing a barrage of punches, stops with a confused look on his face. "Well, I don't actually know. How long have we been doing this?" Goku asked. "We have been training and enjoying each other's company for a month now," Vados answered. "You know, Goku, it is normal for a G.O.D. to bed a lot of different women in their time as G.O.D., Vados said. "Yeah, I would have thought so," Goku answered. "So I know you are probably going to bed a lot more women than me, now that you have awakened your destruction power and your sex lust have been increased," Vados said, walking towards Goku. "Well, I don't about that, because you are going to be here all the time, and I actually really like you," Goku said, rubbing the back of his head nervously. "Why, thank you, Goku. I really like you too, but you can be with a lot of women, as long as I will be your number," One Vados said, putting a finger into his chest for emphasis. I can do that, Goku said, pulling the angel in for a kiss, not a kiss of lust, but of pure passion and love that the two have grown for one another this past month. We should get something to eat, Vados said as she pulled away from the pleasant exchange. Yeah, you're right, Goku said as he planted one last kiss on the angel, before making his way towards the kitchen. So now that you have been training for a month, and you have begun mastering your destruction power, I think it is time to visit your universe and meet the other G.O.D, Vados said while tapping her staff, making some instant ramen appear. Well, I would like to visit Sadala and maybe spar with Hit, Goku already slurping away. We can visit Sadala first thing in the morning, but Goku, you got to remember you cannot fight Hit at a 100%. It could destroy the entire universe, Vados answered while slowly eating her ramen. Then I guess we are just going to visit Sadala. I don't want to fight it if I can't go 100%, Goku said. Night quickly became morning, and the two most powerful beings in Universe 6 are now getting ready to go visit Sadala. You ready, Goku? Vados asked, getting dressed. Yeah, just give me a second, Goku answered while putting his pants on. Now that you have your pants on, put your hand on me, and I will transport us to Sadala, Vados said, taking her staff. Can I put my hand anywhere, Goku said teasingly while grabbing Vados' butt. Yes, you can, Goku, Vados answered with a little blush on her face. Now tapping her staff, the two set off to go to Sadala. 27 minutes later, the two stepped foot in what looked like a desert. So Goku, now that we have landed on Sadala, what would you like to do, Vados said, turning towards Goku. While we are here, I would like to visit Kaba, and what was that girl's name? Goku said with a questioning look on his face. Her name was Caulifla, and I believe after you taught her Super Saiyan 2 in the tournament, she has become the most powerful Saiyan on the planet, Vados answered the confused Goku. Yes, now I remember, she was a feisty one. Let's start with seeing how Kaba is doing, Goku said, grabbing onto Vados. As you wish, Vados said, tapping her staff. Kaba was enjoying his one free day off training in his backyard, trying to get more powerful so he would stand a chance next time he would meet Goku and Vegeta. Little did he know, he would be seeing Goku in just a second. Hey Kaba, a voice from behind the Saiyan still training to master his Super Saiyan 2 form. Kaba spun around, meeting the voice with a look of confusing. Goku? What are you doing here, and why are you with Vados? Kaba asked. Well, Kaba, after the Tournament of Power, the Xenos selected me as the new G.O.D of Universe 6 inches, Goku said, giving the young Saiyan his signature grin. So, you mean to tell me Lord Kampa is gone? Kaba asked, even more confused that a being as powerful as Kampa could just be gone. Yes, Lord Kampa was removed of his position because he was getting too lazy, and he weren't completing his tasks as G.O.D. Vados chimed in, answering Kaba's question. So I have to call you Lord Goku now? Kaba said, unsure as what to call Goku in his new position. Yes, that would be most appropriate, Vados said. So what are you doing here, Lord Goku? Kaba asked, confused as to why he was there. I have just finished my first month of training, so I wanted to see my universe and especially Sadala, Goku answered, giving Kaba a smile. Lord Goku, it would be my honor to show you around Sadala and introduce you to the king, Kaba said, going into a small bow. I would like that very much, but Kaba, you don't have to bow, Goku said, appreciating the offer from the young Saiyan. Kaba then gestured towards the city where he would be showing Goku and Vados around. They started in the inner city, walking through a small market, where you could buy anything from beef, fruits and clothes. Now walking towards a big castle in the center of the city, Kaba noticed something Goku and Vados were giving each other glanced every now and then. Something was up, he could sense it, the tension between the two, not the tension of two who see each other, but two who are in love. Could that really be? Kaba thought to himself. Could a God and an angel be in love? Kaba was very curious, so he decided to ask the two of them. Lord Goku, may I ask you something in private? Kaba asked. Yeah, what is it, Kaba? Goku said, walking a few feet away from the angel, who was very busy looking at different kind of beef. Are you and Vados together? Kaba asked, a bit embarrassed at the question, but he really wanted to know. How do you mean together? She is my teacher, and we live on the same planet, Goku said, now fully understanding the question. Together like, are you a couple? Kaba said. Kaba, I don't really know, Goku said, turning completely red. Well, even if you aren't, you two are giving off some serious sexual tension, Kaba said, turning a bit red himself for asking such a question. What are you two talking about? Vados asked, walking towards the two Saiyans. This made Goku's heart jump. Nothing, Vados, nothing for you to worry about, Goku said, trying to give his most reassuring smile. If you say so, Goku, Vados said, not really caring what it is. Now should we go see the king? Kaba said, trying to avoid any awkward silence. Yes, that is a really good idea, Goku said. The three then began walking towards the castle. When they reached the gate, Kaba shared some words with the and as on the highest ranked members of the Saiyan elite, he persuaded the guards to let them pass. Now walking towards the throne room, Kaba breaks the silence by asking Goku. So why do you want to talk with the king? No reason in particular, I would just like to meet him. Vegeta and I are the last remaining full-blooded Saiyans in Universe 7 after all, Goku answered. Kaba just nodded, understanding why Goku wanted to meet the king. Only problem now is, can the king keep his pride in check when talking with the strongest fighter in the whole universe? Lord Goku, if you would just give me a minute, Kaba said, walking into the throne room alone. Goku did not even get the chance to answer before Kaba disappeared into the throne room. King Sadala, Kaba said while bowing to the king. Kaba, my boy, good to see my strongest warrior, how are you? The king said, standing up from his throne. I am very good, your majesty, but I have a very important guest who is here to meet you, Kaba said. Who, and who is this very important guest, and why have I not been informed of this? King Sadala asked. It is the new G.O.D, Kaba said nervously. The god of what? King Sadala asked, looking confused. The god of destruction, the most powerful fighter in all the universe, Kaba answered. And what does this so-called god of destruction want? King Sadala asked. He would like to meet you, and please your majesty treat him with respect. He is much more powerful than any of us, and could destroy us in a mere second, Kaba said, sweat now dripping down his face from the comment he just made to the king. I am the king, he should treat me with respect. I will not be subject to this so-called god threatening to destroy my planet, King Sadala said angrily. Your majesty, I am not saying he is going to destroy the planet. But if we piss him off, he easily could, Kaba said, nervous for the king's reaction. Well, Kaba, bring him in, I would like a chat with his god, the king said, with that last bit being very teasing. Well, Kaba, bring him in, I would like a chat with his god, the king said, with that last bit being very teasing. Kaba turned around and opened the door to find Goku and Vados still waiting patiently on the other side. Lord Goku, the king is ready to speak with you, Kaba said, a bit of sweat dropping down from his forehead, nervous for what is about to happen. Excellent, Kaba, Goku said, walking into the throne room, now standing at the foot of the throne. I guess you must be King Sadala, Goku said, eyeing the king. Yes, and who are you exactly? King Sadala answered, earning a subtle laugh from Goku while Kaba is beginning to sweat thinking of what could happen. He is the god of destruction of Universe 6 and one of the strongest in all the multiverse, Vados said, answering the king's question. So you are really powerful then, the king said teasingly. As my lovely attendant said, I am one of the strongest in all the multiverse, so yeah, I would say I am pretty strong, Goku answered while rubbing the back of his head. How about we put that power to the test, the king said, standing up from his throne walking towards Goku.